Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about a few steps you can take to improve your movement. A lot of players come to Fortnite without playing other shooting games, so they never learn the basics of FPS movement like how to peek, how to counter-strafe, or how to just generally minimize exposure. You can use the game's building mechanic as a crutch to compensate for that lack of movement skill, but that'll only take you so far. So I'll start with my subjective order of importance with step 1, stop jumping. Please, just stop it. All too often, I see two players with tactical shotguns in point-blank range, jumping up and down, missing shots left and right, never building, never turning, never strafing, never crouching, until one of them gets sent back to the lobby with a lucky headshot. This is a terrible strategy, so if you find yourself in a similar situation, try your best to do literally anything else. Jumping sends you on a very predictable path through the air, so the instant you jump, your opponent will know exactly where to aim to land a headshot. And the only advantage to jumping is that it increases your chance of hitting a headshot while your opponent is below you. So if you're going to jump and you have 10 or more materials, try to build something after you shoot. Build a ramp underneath you, build a wall in between you and your opponent, anything so that you can break line of sight immediately after shooting. If you don't have materials, you probably shouldn't jump. This takes us to step 2, counter-strafing. Counter-strafing just means strafing left and right erratically and unpredictably. Use crouching to make the movement more dynamic and less predictable. You should try to use this movement in both close range and long range encounters. In point blank range, where build blocking isn't an option, counter-strafing helps you avoid shotgun shots more effectively than jumping. And in the long range, it helps you land AR taps while avoiding sniper fire. Try to get in the habit of counter-strafing even when no one's shooting at you. Standing still or running in a straight line makes you a super easy target for players scoping in from a distance and for players sneaking up behind you. Use counter-strafing in conjunction with solid cover to limit the chances of opponents shooting you. This takes us to our next step, minimizing exposure. Minimizing exposure is pretty broad and obviously just means you should never expose yourself to your enemies more than you need to. Learn how to crouch peek to quickly take a few AR shots or a quick snipe and then duck back down. For many players, this means you need to stop watching your bullets to see if they hit your target. You can practice watching your bullets in Playground or 50 on 50, but if you wait and watch in a real game, you become an easy target. So scope in, take your shot, and immediately duck back behind your cover. If you missed, try again, just know that cool players don't watch their snipes. Even if your opponent shoots first, you can often win a sniper duel just by ducking away after you take a shot. You can reduce your exposure even faster by simultaneously crouching, turning a quick 180, and holding W. If you have a wall for cover, make sure you use your right hand peek advantage, strafe to the right, take your shot, and strafe back. Practice both of these peeks in Playground until you are just barely peeking far enough to avoid shooting your own ramp or wall. The last and most fun step of this movement tutorial is bunny hopping. Bunny hopping lets you extend a speed boost effect by jumping at the instant your feet hit the ground. There is some instant deceleration when you hit the ground, so bunny hopping will only work for 3 jumps on flat ground. On a gradual incline, bunny hopping will only work for about 1 or 2 jumps. On a steeper incline, bunny hopping won't work at all. However, on any kind of decline, you can bunny hop and keep your momentum forever. You can bunny hop using the speed boost from grapplers, shockwaves, gliders, even exiting a moving vehicle. Anything that speeds you up past regular sprint speed. Timing is a big issue for bunny hopping, so if you play on a mouse and keyboard, I strongly recommend you bind jump to your mouse wheel in addition to spacebar. This lets you scroll the wheel as you land, spamming your jump input several times and bunny hopping perfectly on each landing. Bunny hopping can not only triple the distance you travel with a grappler or shockwave, but it can also create unbelievably powerful openings in fights. Bunny hopping with a shotgun can basically give you free damage. Your opponent can't hear your footsteps and they have very little time to react. With that, I hope you guys start practicing counter-strafing, proper peeking, bunny hopping, and most importantly, I hope you guys stop jumping. If you enjoyed the video and you're feeling generous, please do all the stuff, click the buttons, check out the links in the video description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back next week with another video about positioning and decision making.